Hello and welcome back to the Unplayable Podcast. My name is Josh Shonafinger. On this episode, Jack Paynter, our man on the ground in Barbados, catches up with Nathan Lyon and Matthew Kuhnemann, Australia's two spinners who may play alongside each other in the first test or throughout the series altogether. It's a good chat about how those two have worked together and how they're at different stages of their international career, but they certainly made it work in Sri Lanka. Can they make it work again in the West Indies? Now, before we get to that chat, quick few updates on the side that Jack has passed on to me. Apparently Steve Smith, he's gone north to New York for a few days, given that he's been ruled out of the first test. So it's been well documented how much he loves the Big Apple, and he's going to spend a few extra days there as well. Probably we won't see him until the fifth day of the first test before he rejoins the group. Jack's obviously been watching lots of training over there in the West Indies, in between getting fish burgers from Cuz's fish stand, of course. But one thing he has noticed at the Aussie trainings is the new look slip cordon. Now, no Marnus Labuschagne or Steve Smith for this first test, of course. So it means that Usman Khawaja at first is going to be joined by Josh Inglis and Bo Webster at second and third. Of course, Cameron Green is there at the gully where he's taken so many great catches. But Jack did point out that it made for a very funny looking height discrepancy between the 2 metre Bo Webster and then the probably 30 centimetres shorter Josh Inglis, and then back to the 2 metre Cameron Green at 2-3 and gully. But they'll have to catch everything that comes their way. I assume it's going to be Bo Webster who will be at slipfall to spinners. Of course, that place has been Steve Smith's for so long, but Webster has quite a bit of experience fielding there to the slower bowlers. Maybe it's Khawaja as well. Let's wait and see. Now, that first test starts on June 25. That's West Indian time. It's going to be the morning of Thursday, June 26. If you're in Australia, you can catch the action on Foxtel and KO Sports, of course, but cricket.com.au, the CA Live app, and of course the Unplayable Podcast will have great access and coverage, including daily recaps, just as we did for the World Test Championship final, right here on the Unplayable Podcast. Whether that's on Apple, on Spotify, or on YouTube, wherever you like to listen, we've got you covered for all the action from the Caribbean. Let's not wait any longer. We'll get into Jack's chat with Nathan Lyon and Matthew Kuhnemann from their hotel in Barbados.
Australia's test team are back in the Caribbean for the first time in a decade. A lot has changed, but some things have stayed the same. Nathan Lyon's still taking wickets, and he's got a new spin partner in Matt Kuhnemann. Fellas, thanks for joining us. How's Barbados treating you so far?
Well, firstly, thanks for having us. No, it's been good. You're right, some things haven't changed. I don't think this hotel's changed since 2012, but no, we're very lucky to be here. It's a great place to tour, and to have Matty here, and he's leading the way, so it's pretty special.
How many fish cutters have you had so far, Matty?
I'm pretty sure I've had one every single day so far. It's lovely.
Nathan, you've been here before, obviously 2012, Australia's last test here. You know, have you been sort of showing Matt around, and what do you sort of remember from your time here in Barbados?
Well, it's pretty hard to get hold of Matt Kuhnemann, otherwise he's in Marnus's pocket or on Marnus's leash, so it's pretty hard. But no, we've gone out to a couple of nice dinners. As you said, there's a really nice place on the beach called for a couple of fish burgers. But yeah, it's a little bit different to last time. There's a lot of seaweed on the beach. I know Matt went out for a surf yesterday, but I didn't get that invitation, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it's all going well at the moment.
So you've got the board here, there, Matt?
No, I just hired a board down there, but no, Gary also is lying there. I always try and get dinners with him. He's the busy one.
Do you surf it?
Me, you know, I'm a country kid. I wouldn't know what end of the hole.
You got 41 out in that game last time you hit, and pretty good win too. The sort of lower order did a lot of heavy lifting. Do you remember much of that?
Yeah, because it's the first time I've ever been declared on when I'm being 40 not out, and I'm still chasing that 50, even though we're probably about 120 odd tests prolonged, so it's still chasing that 50. But yeah, no, pup declared there, but in the end I think it was the right move, and we had an unbelievable test win. Well, I remember it was Mike Hussey reverse sweeping and sweeping Shane Shillingford, and we had a pretty amazing test win going into day 5 and getting the light starting to become an issue. So yeah, good win.
We might just touch on the World Test Championship final briefly. Tough result for the team, but terrific game of cricket and a reflective of a great 2-year cycle for the team again.
Yeah, extremely tough pill to swallow, I guess. Credit to South Africa, they played extremely well and outplayed us in those conditions. But I don't think it needs to take away the light of what we've had over the last 2 years. I feel like the last 2 years of Test cricket, we've been pretty good in all conditions. To win against India, to win overseas where Matty took all the wickets in Sri Lanka. So I feel like we've had a really good 2 years, and so it is a tough pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, I think we should be really proud that we made it to another final, but that's gone now, and starting on Wednesday we get the chance to start the cycle again fresh here in the West Indies, which is going to be a tough tour.
Matt, what was your sort of experience like at the World Test Championship final? Obviously, probably didn't expect to play unless Nathan got injured, but what was it like being around the group for that week and a bit?
Yeah, it was an amazing month to lead up prior, and whenever we get a chance to sort of rub shoulders with Nathan, especially in conditions I haven't really been in, English conditions, was great. So London's such a lovely city, so it was, and to be the home of Cricket Lords was amazing, and for me to sort of train hard and get stuck into the Lords lunches was sort of worked out to be a great week.
Cameraman Tamer in there a few times for the lunches as well. Did you sneak in?
Tamer was actually one of the first guys in there having lunch. I actually don't think there was many left, was it?
No, I missed out on the sticky toffee pudding one afternoon.
Matt, fantastic tour of Sri Lanka for you both actually earlier in the year. 16 wickets for you, 14 for you. Nath, that's 75% of the wickets, Sri Lankan wickets taken on that tour. That's a pretty cool stat, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that is a cool stat. Obviously, we bowled majority overs, so like I said, my job is always easy when I have Nathan bowling from the other end and Starkey. So them two bowled magnificent, and I was lucky enough to reap some awards at the end there.
I think it goes unnoticed the work that especially Cooney has done over the last number of years to get to the position he is, but to be able to go over there with bowling in partnership with Cooney, it's extremely hard. I don't think people realise how hard it is to win away from home, especially in foreign conditions. I feel like our preparation going into Sri Lanka was absolutely exceptional. I know Cooney didn't have the best prep, putting his thumb through the ball a couple of days before we left, but that shows his determination and courage to get out there and play and play a massive role in that 2-match series. So, it was pretty special, that one.
What is it like sort of bowling in tandem? Do you speak much between the overs with each other?
Yeah, I think it's really crucial that happens, and I'm hoping that happens here on this tour as well. I feel like we've got a really good understanding of each other and how we're pretty similar in a way, how we want to get our wickets or how we think we can create chances in bowling partnerships and all that stuff. So I thoroughly enjoy bowling with Matt, so I feel like it's a good combination moving forward.
You obviously had the scrutiny over the action after that, but then cleared, and then a strong finish at the end of the Shield season, 6th for Glamorgan when you went there as well. You must have been pleased to sort of get straight back into it, playing so quickly and then back into the Test squad after that.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a hiccup on the way after the tour, and so I was just happy to get back and start playing cricket again. So I was lucky enough to take some wickets towards the end and sort of beat Nathan's team. New South Wales is always good. So like I said, it's great to be back in with the Aussie boys, and I'm sort of really looking forward to the next month.
What has he shared with you about bowling in the West Indies? Do you think you'll get chances to sort of bowl together?
Yeah, well, I think the big thing for me is in the group, we don't really know what wickets we're going to get. So, we'll sort of find out the next couple of days what this wicket's going to be like and sort of go from there. But one thing, I remember I asked Nathan, I reckon 4 or 5 years ago, when I had a bowl with him once, I said, what's the one tip you can give me? And he goes, your best ball is good enough in every conditions all over the world. So that's one thing I sort of drill into my sort of blueprint, and he always brings it up pretty much every training session and tour.
What are your sort of recollections from the conditions, 10 and then 13 years ago? I think you got the last 2 wickets to seal a 2-0 win in Jamaica, 2015.
Obviously it's a bit on Matt's point. Don't really know what we're going to get. I've spoken to a couple of West Indian guys. They're pretty unsure what we're actually going to get here in Barbados. But from my memory here, 13 years ago, it was a pretty flat wicket that spun late. So I'm expecting something pretty similar to that. When we go to Grenada, I don't think anyone in the team's actually been to Grenada, so that's a total unknown. And Jamaica it's a pink ball, or it's scheduled to be a pink ball. So who knows what that's going to be like. I haven't played a pink ball game outside Australia, so that's going to be a different experience. But Jamaica has spun in the past and also has bounced a little bit, so as spinners I know we'll be looking forward to that. But pink balls are totally different killer fish.
That pink ball will be a Duke's pink ball as well as will the rest of the series with the red balls. What does sort of that what does that dynamic bring to the series?
And it's a totally different Duke ball as well to the ones in England as well. So I think we've got to understand that. And I know Matty probably picked it up for the first time yesterday at training and probably felt like it was pretty slippery, or especially the new ones, I find they're extremely slippery. So that's going to be a different challenge if we have to happen to bowl with a new ball. But I dare say the wickets may be a little bit abrasive as well. So I dare say reverse swing's going to come into it as well. And someone like having the likes of Pat, Josh, Starkey, Scotty, Sean, all in our bowling squad, it's pretty amazing to have.
Matt, you've done a fair bit of work with Steve O'Keefe in the past, who was actually, I think, the last second spinner that you played the most alongside throughout your career. Did you sort of chat to him about bowling in Sri Lanka or bowling over here?
Yeah, well, lucky Steve was actually over in Sri Lanka with the tour group, so it was good to catch up with him prior to the game and probably more so after the games. He's always trying to tap into spin his brains, and the Sox had a very successful career. So, like I said, I've been very fortunate enough to have someone like Steve, Nathan, and then John Davison back home, Dan Vittori, got that much knowledge around me, and it definitely goes a long way.
Now, I've got a bit of a quiz for you, Cooney, on Gaz's career. So we're going to test you, see how well you go. You two, Gaz, will see how well you go. Straight off the bat, where did he take his 500th Test wicket?
It's 500th Test wicket.
And who?
Well, you took the 550th in Sri Lanka, so the 500th was in England.
Wrong.
It was supposed to be in England.
Right.
Yeah. So the tour after that would have been back in Australia against.
Time limit.
I'm gonna guess it's either South Africa or Pakistan, right?
You're one of them, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say South Africa.
Wrong.
Pakistan. Yeah, Pakistan. And it was a wild guess, Bubba.
No.
Okay.
Fahim Ashraf, LBW at Optus Stadium.
Yeah, never getting that.
We had to review it.
Yeah.
It was given
3
out.
reds, though.
It was given out, wasn't it?
No. Given Richard Illingworth gave it not out, and I had to review it. 3 reds.
Do you know how many he's currently got? How many wickets?
It shouldn't be that hard. You were there the last time I took a wicket, did take a wicket in the final.
554?
Close. 53.
10 away from Glenn McGrath going to second on the Aussie list. Does that sort of cross your mind at all?
I'm aware of it, but it's not something that I'm counting down to. But for me, it's more about bowling well with Matty, and then hopefully creating chances along the way and winning games and singing the song as a team. That's more. It'll be, if that happens, it'll be amazing. But 10's still a while away.
All right, Cooney, where did he make his Test debut?
It was in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. What was the venue?
I think it was Gaul. I remember the.
It's probably hard. You're probably about 9 when I debuted.
It always comes up that you're bowling the nets, and Ricky Ponting said this guy has to play. And
yeah, he's done his study. Good boy, Matt.
My algorithm just comes up all the time. Nathan Lauren.
Let's not touch on that algorithm.
All right, here's one. How long did it take him to get his first wicket in Test cricket?
First call, easy.
Well done. Kumar Sangakkara caught it. Slip on up the top. Yeah.
You've done your study too?
Well, I remember it. Only 25 players have ever done that.
How many?
25 in
Now?
150 years of Test cricket, and 2 of them are going to be playing in a series. You and the other one.
Shma.
Yeah.
My debut, my first over, about to bowl my first ball, and guys come up to me and goes, "You've only got one chance to join this club."
I say that to everyone that debut. Was it 25?
25.
I think I was about the 12th or 13th.
Yeah, there was like a 9-year gap between you and the previous person.
Then someone did the next test. One of the Sri Lankan. Yeah, I know. Hey, yours?
Matty, what brand bat does he use?
That's a very good question.
Kookaburra.
Yeah. Do you know the model?
Using like an older one now, like they brought back.
Oh, no, don't look at that one.
Okay. Oh, it's a ghost then.
Yeah.
Who was he dismissed most in tests? The tough one. Did you even notice?
I'd have a fair indication.
I want to say someone fast, but I'm going to go and say like an Ashwin or someone.
You got the country right.
Yeah. Jadeja then.
Nah, Cheteshwar Pujara.
Hey, I thought you said who's dismissed him.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I thought you said you did say that, didn't he?
Why did we ask you that question?
Oh, good. Yeah, I would have said Bajar.
All right, how many runs did Gaz and Scotty Boland put on at the MCG against India last year?
Match-winning partnership.
60 something.
Oh, good. 61.
It's one.
41. Another score in the 40s for you.
I don't like going on with it.
Final one. You've done pretty well so far. Couple of very good.
We've had to help him.
How many tests has he played in the Caribbean?
I'm going to say 5.
Very good. 3 in 2012, 2 in 2015. I guess so. That leads us into, the series. First test coming up on Wednesday. How's the prep been? First hit out yesterday. How'd it go?
Yeah, the prep's been good. We've had to wait a little bit for our bags to arrive, which probably hampered a little bit. But no, the guys got out at, I think it was called the Windward Cricket Club yesterday. The guys had a really good net. We're grateful to get out there and have a really good training session. I know there's some guys going down to the Oval today and then a big main session tomorrow. Everyone will go 100%, then hopefully have a day off, then get cracking into it. But it's going to be an exciting series. To be on an Australian tour in the Caribbean, it's pretty amazing. I grew up and we used to have DVDs of the Steve Waugh, Michael Slater, and all the guys who was playing in that Test series back in the day. So I used to watch that on repeat. So it's pretty amazing to be here in the Barbados, the Caribbean, with especially a heap of younger guys as well. So it's pretty exciting.
What about you, Matty? Were you sort of in London? Were you preparing for this tour, or were you sort of preparing there in English conditions as well?
I think we're preparing probably well before that. Probably a month before you arrived in London, we did some stuff bowling up in Brisbane before we came over, and I like always working on sort of the basics. And then whenever the opportunity comes, if it's in English conditions or over here in the West Indies, you sort of just change a couple of minor things. So I think what Nathan said is I'm very lucky to be here, and the boys always say that.
So you're lucky for it.
No, you said you were lucky to be here. But they say
we are.
They say the two best tours away that the boys love is the UK and the West Indies. So to do it in one big tour is pretty cool.
A few changes for the West Indies too. What do you sort of make of them, like the new captain and?
There's a lot of changes. I've been walking in the group, scratching my head here at the hotel going, I haven't come across this guy or that guy. So it's going to be a totally different squad to what we probably faced back in Australia a couple of years ago. But the likes of the additions of Shea Hope, he's an exceptional cricketer, unbelievable batter. So he's going to provide a different challenge. And obviously under new leadership with Chase, and I think Warrican's their vice captain. So it's going to be a totally different squad that we've come across recently, but at the end of the day, if we control our preparation and prepare well, then we'll play what's out in front of us and problem solve as quick as we can.
A few guys who have come in off the back of some white ball success for them. Do you expect that sort of a switch in their game plan?
I'm not sure if they're going to play Daz ball. Is that going off the... yeah, but no. As I said, the introduction of bringing back Shai Hope. He's exceptional batter. And not many. A lot of people talk about his white ball cricket and how good he is, but I've seen him in Test cricket before, and he's pretty exceptional. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. But I feel like if we just concentrate on what we're doing, and then that'll give us our best mode moving forward.
Have you come across any of these guys before in T20 cricket or anything like that?
Never, I don't think so. No, so exciting.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. Looking forward to watching you work over the 3 Test series. Go well.
Too easy. Thanks. Good luck, Tim.
Cheers, thank you.